is you try to get the disease on as many people as possible. So, usually you'd want to start with their shield up. So, I guess I'll just pop that right before I get in there. Seems like their team's a little bit geared. We do have a person with 19,000 health, so that guy's pretty much going to be useless. Still got it. I'm just going in, boys. I did my best. That's my burst right there. And boy, was it decent. I'm not sure if I want to focus the Disc Priest or the Resto Druid. Resto seems like he might live a little bit longer, but... So all I'm doing is I'm trying to have 100% uptime on Rockbiter whenever that's up, so just for the Maelstrom generation. Mainly because I'm running Fury of Air as well. I'm Storm Striking whenever there's a decent amount of people near me to get my Wind Fury procs. And get extra Maelstrom as well. You'll see I probably have 5 stacks of Maelstroms, so that's going to be doing a decent amount of damage whenever I do hit someone single target. Use Flame Tongue on cooldown. Pretty much just gives your attacks extra damage and also gives you a damage over time on the target. And you kind of want a time burst with Lightning Shield, but you don't really have to. And again, he's gonna charge me. If he uses cooldowns, I'll use my defensives, but doesn't seem like he's really using much. So the only shitty thing about Enhance is that sometimes there's situations where you can't really do anything. Like, you have nothing to press. And that's one thing I have noticed. We'll go on this guy. We'll pop wolves here just because I'm fucking bored. There's really nothing else to use. It'd be cool if I had Berserking. You do want to pay attention to your wolf buffs too. 2 lightning wolves that I have out right now will increase the damage of my Storm Strike by 70% and Wind Fury. Frost wolves give you a flat damage increase. It's like old Frostbrand where it just used to hit for damage. And then the fire wolves make it so your Lava Lash applies a damage over time effect. And I think it stacks up to 3 times. I could be wrong though. There's almost no point in me being here. Disc Priest are really strong right now, so that's something to keep in mind. You can pretty much hit a Disc Priest forever, but you won't do any damage to them. And then if they even get low, they can just, use defensives, and then they will live forever. I'm actually going to do this stupid thing where I just Crash Lightning all the pets. Because the pets actually give a decent amount of not Storm Strike, Wind Fury procs. And with the tier 2 talent I'm taking, the more times you Wind Fury procs, the more it'll do damage. So right now it's 100% increased damage, and that stacks up all the way to 500% increase. The only thing you want to make sure you do is, like, you want to make sure you reapply your shield all the time. We'll see if this guy does anything. I'm gonna use a Lava Lash just because I capped out. And that's all there is to it. This BG again? Yeah, we get this BG a lot. Tig, how's it going, man? Like, I want to do things to this. What? Oh. He has an Execute proc, which I'm pretty sure he'll use. Okay. Maybe not, maybe not. Oh my. My health. It disappeared. Yeah, I just need to get out of here. Probably dead, unless I get fat heals. Which it seems I will. Thank you, base to God. Can Mage just steal her shield? Yeah. Feels bad. So again, I'll try to pop burst on someone here. Count this. I guess we'll just burst this guy. I don't have Ghost Wolves. Ideally, you want to pop your Bloodlust when you have Ghost Wolves up as well. But that's just my mistake. Sometimes you do get very unlucky with Wind Fury procs. Sometimes you'll get lucky. It's kind of just RNG when it comes to how much damage Wind Fury does, other than pressing Crash Lightning. Because Crash Lightning, if you use it in a group, will stack your... It will stack your Wind Fury pretty high. Well, I'll use it in this group of 3. And you'll see I just instantly get 2 stacks. So, that's kind of something to keep in mind. So you have the orb all the way out there. I mean, fucking stay out there then. I'll try to explain my kind of going in rotation. So you want to use your Flame Tongue first. You want to use Storm Strike whenever it's up. You pretty much want to use Storm Strike on cooldown now, even more than before. Usually you want to throw Fury of Air up. If you ever cap out on Maelstrom, you usually just want to use 1 Lava Lash because it does consume more Maelstrom than it did before. And again, just apply Flame Tongue. Make sure you always have that Flame Tongue buff up. That also applies Searing Assault to the target if you're taking the talents that I'm taking. That will apply just the damage over time effect. And again, apply Flame Tongue for the damage over time and the extra increase to your just melee attacks. We're going to pop Ghost Wolves and actually go on one of these guys here. Don't really care who it is. You'll see we got a Ghost Wolf or a Fire Wolf and a Lightning Wolf. So since we have the Fire Wolf up, we're going to pretty much apply... Or whenever you have the Fire Wolf up, you want to use your Lava Lash a little bit more, because it will apply a damage over time effect. Even though it doesn't do a whole bunch of damage over time, it still is just extra damage. Not sure if it's really worth. I might die here. Maybe. We'll see what happens. He got a greater Pyro off on me, but didn't really do much to my health. And another thing you do want to keep in mind is whenever you have 19 stacks of Lightning Shield, you're pretty much going to generate a ton of Maelstrom. And whenever you want to like burst, you want to have 19 stacks of your Lightning Shield, you want to pop your Ghost Wolves, and then you want to pop your Bloodlust, and then just pretty much press Storm Strike, and then your burst will be a lot more. You'll be able to press Lava Lash and Storm Strike more. And that just adds to the burst. If any of these guys take Berserking, that's just a mistake. Okay. At least they know. I'll go on that guy. Do love me some Immobile Fury Warriors. I'll just pop Ghost Wolves here. I'll pop Bloodlust too, because I have Berserking. You'll see I just chunked that guy for like all of his health. We'll go on the Rogue here. Blinded. Gonna trinket that. Just gonna Storm Strike him 3 times and he's probably dead. Just about. That was Nitro Boots too. He's gonna have a... we'll go on the resto then. Cheap shotted. I can Spirit Shell a little bit here. I'm gonna replay my Earth Shield. Gonna Spirit Shell. Gonna Crash Lightning these guys. And then I'm just gonna try to burst the healer here. He pretty much died in the global. Or it's stun, sorry. I'm gonna generate a little bit of Maelstrom here. Use it on some healing surges. Gonna reapply. So you'll see you have 19 stacks. This is the situation where you'd want to Ghost Wolves and Bloodlust, even though that's on cooldown now for me. If I'm lucky, I'll get to the point where I won't be near someone, and I'll be able to pop Ghost Wolves, but don't think that's happening, so we'll pop Fury of Air. We're pretty much just gonna Storm Strike as much as we can. Never mind. What a burst combo that was. So in review of Enhance, I played a decent amount of it. These are the talents I'm running. I'd say you don't really switch many of these talents out. You can try Sundering. I like Fury of Air personally, it's just what I like. Also the top talent, I'd say either Lightning Shield or Hot Hand. Pretty much rotation. You want to use Rockbiter on cooldown. Your Maelstrom generation is a little bit slower than it was before the pre-patch. Now it's a little bit slower, but it's not horrible. You just want to use Earthbiter on cooldown a lot more. You want to use Storm Strike on cooldown. Lava Lash isn't really an ability that you can just spam a lot anymore. It does take like about half of your Maelstrom bar whenever you do use it, so it's something you just want to use when you're either capped out or you have a Firewolf out. You want a Flame Tongue on cooldown because it just applies a weapon buff to you, which does fire damage, and then also applies a dot to them with the talents I'm running with in the, like the 4th row or something like that. Crash Lightning in big groups to get those Wind Fury stacks up if you're running that Wind Fury talent, and just for the extra damage as well. And then outside of that, it's just kind of knowing how to play defensive and knowing how to burst. Earth Shield, always make sure you have that up. Capacitor Totem and Earthbind Totem go very well together. Your bursts pretty much get 19 stacks on Lightning Shield, use Ghost Wolf's Bloodlust, and then use Storm Strike, and then just use your Maelstrom Spenders, which will generate... Your Lightning Shield will generate a full bar of Maelstrom for you, and then pretty much you can Storm Strike and Lava Lash on cooldown when you have those 19 stacks, because you'll just be generating an entire bar. Your self heals are really good right now. A Healing Surge heals you for about 5,000, which is about a 5th of your health. Just keep that in mind. And then we also have Tremor Totem, didn't get feared once, and Spirit Shell. So that's kind of Enhance. It's better than Ellie. Ellie's fucking horrible.